Hey everybody, Nerd Transformer here again, and today I'm reviewing the Transformers Combiner Wars Deluxe Class Protect-A-Bot Blades. You can see Blades is a rescue helicopter. I'm not sure what kind of rescue helicopters needs, 6 missiles, but it's a rescue helicopter, even says so right there, on both sides. And he is painted pretty nice. He is a very nice looking helicopter for the most part. As mentioned, I'm not sure why he has so many missiles. This is, of course, a leftover from when he was Alpha Bravo, and as well as for his repaint into Vortex. Which, it works on those two. Here, it's a little odd considering he is supposed to be rescued, but I guess you could argue they're like water missiles or ice missiles for putting out fire. Maybe they could be extinguisher missiles. Could be a lot of things. He also has a nice, interesting Autobot symbol here, which is the Coastal Guard. Or let's see, Autobot Coastal Rescue Autobot symbol, which was also used on his the Universe Voyager class blades. So that's kind of interesting they reused that tempo. And it's pretty nice, it fits the character pretty well. I do have a couple of issues with this mold. For one thing, the arms are just kind of right there. They're the missile launchers, but yeah, they're just arms attached to the side of the helicopter. I guess you could technically say it gives it movement with the missiles, but it's just the arms. It would actually work a little bit better if they somehow attached them up here at least, or maybe somehow had them fold up down here. And speaking of down there, there's a whole half of a robot just sitting right there. I know a lot of Transformers do this. Maybe it's only bugging me because it's a helicopter. I mean, Groove doesn't exactly hide his parts either. I don't think any Transformer really does hide underneath. Maybe it's because it's a helicopter that's underneath really bugs me, but it's just like, I think it's mainly because it's all sculpted in. Like, it lays like a helicopter, but then it's just a robot's chest sculpted into the bottom of the helicopter. I don't know, something about that bugs me. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Something about it just bugs me. It's just like half helicopter, half robot. But these Combiner Wars have to fit in the 4 modes together, and it's not bad. It's just a personal thing that bugs me there. The propeller does, not the propeller, whatever you call this thing, it does spin. And if you do have it landed, you could fold them up like this, if you so wish. The back rotor does not spin, rotor, that's what it's called. The back rotor does not spin at all, but it is painted silver. And he is not in his G1 colors, as it's only the front, as it is, there's a lot more red here than there is in the G1, but I think it looks fine, honestly. And it does remind me a lot of, for some reason it reminds me of Classic's Astro Train, maybe just because of how he transforms, which we'll see in a little bit. He does have some weaponry. There are 2 peg holes up here that actually have a little bit of venting detail on the inside, which is neat. Where you can peg in his gun, so you can have it mounted like so, and it doesn't interfere with a propeller, rotor, whatever you call it. There's also a peg on the bottom you can mount it from, which doesn't look bad. You can also peg into it, since the missiles are the hands, you can peg into there as well. Personally, I prefer leaving it pegged up here. And then you can take his combiner foot hand, and you can actually see it has 2 miniguns, which again were really weaponized for a rescue helicopter. You can actually peg it to the bottom, and then you can actually use it in battle. You know, you can actually aim it down and shoot at Decepticons. Heavily, like I said, very heavily armed for a rescue helicopter. And also due to this, he does have a unique thing where him and Rook can actually combine, because Rook has a big peg on the top of him. So you can actually have him like lay on top of Rook. I'll show that when I get to Rook's review. But yeah, that's an interesting little thing that those two can do in particular. So no real gimmicks, just, you know, of course, the helicopter. For comparison, here he is with his repaint Vortex, who you see pretty much the exact same, just different colors. At least in helicopter mode, it's just the exact same. And here you have him with little tiny Legends class Groove. So, let's get down to transformation. To transform him to his leg mode, you're going to take the top here, go ahead and comes on out, and it's on these double hinges. Basically, you can collapse it on its double hinge and peg it back in. And then go ahead and flip this way. Go ahead and take the head, flip it around with the connector bit. Take the propeller or rotor, whatever you can call it, fold those in, and I like to take it out slightly like that to kind of lock it in behind the tails. Then you're supposed to go ahead and split this at the front. You're not going to split all the way right through, just the front part. And now unpeg from this top piece. These little top bits will flip up. And those will form the feet later, but that's not what we're doing right now. We're going to take the front of the helicopter, flip it around, and peg it in, like so. Then you just take the foot, peg it to the bottom, and you can store the gun here. And there you have his foot mode. And it's not bad. I do like the arms kind of help bulk him out a little bit here, this mode. But yeah, it's a decent foot mode. It doesn't look bad. Let's get to his arm mode. To get there, let's get the weapon out of the way too. Go ahead and flip the tail piece back out. Take the arm. Make sure the connector stick is straight out. Untab the missile/robot arms from the sides. Go ahead and flip these down to reveal the legs. You may have to undo the rotor and completely flip it out. So that way it gives you the room to come under here, flip the whole top of the helicopter on outward onto these double hinges, then close it back up. It'll tab in place. Turn it this way. I'm going to make a left arm. And you could leave the missiles like so, just kind of tabbed going straight forward, although they will hinder elbow the top elbow, as well as the bottom in some cases. What I personally prefer to do is bend the little robot's elbow, blade elbows, so that way the missiles are up out of the way like so. And it also covers up the nasty little gap here with the how the piece forms up here. Then you take this usual robot transformation for these, peg it in, and there you have blades in arm mode. You can also bring these back down, flip them back up into here. And it's a pretty nice little arm mode. I mean, you get all the articulation you need, double elbow, swivel, hand swivel, all that. Go into that more when I get to Defensor. But yeah, he's a decent arm mode. He does make a very solid forearm. I don't really like how all this looks, so I usually, like I mentioned, just leave this folded up, and if you do that, I think he looks fine. So let's finally get him to his robot mode. And take it, flip it to where you have this piece sticking forward, and you have the little feet sticking forward. Go ahead and split the legs. Move the camera up a little bit. Flip the connector back down to reveal his head. Flip it around. Unbend the arms back down. Flip this. And that's his robot mode. Not very far from his arm at all, so from his arm mode. So, there he is. Ooh, man, the contrast from the light's really freaking out on him. To go ahead and get comparisons out of the way, here he is next to Vortex, and you can see the drastic difference in color schemes, as well as the different head sculpts, as I believe Vortex actually has the original Alpha Bravo head sculpt. And here he is next to Groove, show his size. So yeah, he's pretty nice looking, and they do have a bit of different color, like how Blades has his hands painted, but does not have the middle of his chest painted like Vortex. Or just the different ways the colors are done, like Vortex has his purple going all the way up, while he just has stripes of silver. So let's get them out of the way. Also, Vortex doesn't, or Blades doesn't really have the kind of stickered ABBA, it just kind of has a template on the silver there. But yeah, this is him in his robot mode, and he looks pretty nice. I do like the chest detailing, but the only problem is once again, it's kind of like it's just sculpted into the bottom of a helicopter. As you look at it from a distance, it's still just kind of a flat robot going all the way down with weird pegs sticking out. And it's implied that yes, this is his actual chest here, but I mean, it's basically just a block with a robot carved into it. It's a really weird aesthetic thing for me. Not everybody's gonna have a problem with it, it's just gonna bug me. Also, if as much as like how Combiner Wars goes into huge remolds, like how we go from off-road to First Aid, or from Rook to Hound, with such drastic remolds, I dislike how little they did with Blades. Especially with him being a rescue helicopter, the missiles still really bug me. I feel like they could have turned those into like the water bios or something else that was not missiles. Just something to differentiate him a bit more, because the only thing that separates him from Alpha Bravo and Vortex is his head in the paint scheme. Even his weapons are exactly the same. Forgot to transform that back. But looking at the details he does have, his head sculpt is pretty nice and it is unique. Very nice looking. I like the nice crystal blue and then the dark blue eyes he has. Very much enjoy that. Big fan of the blue. I do like the silver on the chest. I do think he could use a little bit more. Maybe some on the connector piece. I wish they would paint these connector pieces. I don't know why they ignored them. I wish the red was painted differently from the red of the figure because it would help it stand out more. Like with Vortex, as I showed, this works a lot better because he's actually painted a different color from his plastic. Here it kind of just blends in, so it makes him look like he's a guy very wide, he looks fat. He looks fat, to be honest. He looks kind of like how Energon Optimus does, or Energon Hotshot did. Nothing wrong with being fat, but just, it looks odd. But as far as the other details, no details on each side of the feet, actually. Just like, there is kind of, but not much. Most of his details really come from his vehicle mode, except the only new details really revealed are his hands and his chest, and his head, of course. And he does have quite the Kibblelicious backpack here. And you got the entire tail of the helicopter as well as the propeller, which I guess there's not really much they could have done with that, but yeah, it is a bit of a mess. It's not really cohesive, it's all just kind of stuff hanging around. I mean, granted, you can't really see it, it does hide behind him pretty well, it's just, you look at him from the back and yeah. Lots of kibble. Also a little bit on the feet too, technically. So if that kind of thing bugs you, you were warned. And those feet really do remind me of Classic's Astro Train. You got the bottom pieces that fold up to the sides, and you have the top pieces that form little feet. I wish I had Astro Train with me right now to show you that, but he basically has the same feet transformation as him. It's really weird. But just something interesting to bring up. As far as articulation, he does have a ball jointed head, and you could use the connector piece to make him look further down or further up, if you wish. But he does it well enough on his own. Well, I guess you can't really look down, so you could use a connector piece for that, but we'll bump the tail piece back. You do get full shoulder movement with a ball joint, swivel, elbow, which is like a plastic ratchet, we'll get to that in a second. Do get a waist swivel, but it kind of only clicks in right here. You do get ball jointed at the legs, and it does go all the way out. It does go all the way forward. Could go back with the kibble out of the way. You do get... oh. Okay, that just happened. Let's go show the leg swivel, but it's so tight that it ended up popping the ball joint off. It's a very tight swivel, though, but it does work. You do get on the other side as well. You do get a hinge at the knee, and it works pretty well. And you do technically get feet movement. So you could get them more... you can't really use the feet much, but you could use it a little bit, like right there. Oh. And those plastic ratchets in the elbows worry me, because if you actually look closely, you can actually see the plastic is wearing away. Like, not sure you can see it from the bottom there, but you can see it best from the top there. The plastic is actually wearing away on those ratchets. There we go, I can bend it backwards. It's not good looking, it's nasty looking, and it worries me that eventually his elbows are going to work. I'm not sure why I decided to go with a ratchet, why not just a simple ball joint, but doing this, it basically is going to, it looks like it's slowly going to break, the elbow is slowly going to lose its stiffness because of it. And that's just an unfortunate design choice, I'm not sure why I decided to go with that, and of course there's the usual hollowing out. Legs are completely hollow, but that's due to transformation, understandable, but you can see the top legs, the arms, the underarms, everything is hollow. Everything is hollow. Oh man, that was a bad joke. He doesn't have much weapon storage either. I mean, you can store the gun using the same pegs in helicopter mode, but his combiner hand foot, there's really not much you can do. You could technically peg it to the back there, but it's going to be pushing his arm forward. It's really going to be blocking that arm. And he technically also has this peg back here he could use if you want to use that, but you can peg it there and get that. I mean, I guess that's really the best way you can handle it, but yeah, there's not much you can do with this thing. So you can just have him hold it and have a double-barreled Gatling gun, which is still kind of ridiculous, but I mean, it is awesome. And give him his other gun. So yeah, that's Protectobot Blades. Not the best out of the Protectobots, but not bad either. I do like a lot of the details he has. I do think he's painted well enough. I think there's a lot of odd choices, but a lot of these are more personal things that irk me. Nothing. I think a lot of these things won't bug the majority of people. The only thing that legit worries me are those elbows, because they do look like they've been wearing away. And this is after light play. This is not me tossing them around the room or something. This is just me using them occasionally for posing or for transforming into the Defensor. So yeah, these do worry me quite a bit. I'm worried that eventually the arm's going to wear it completely off, and then I'm going to have an armless blades or something. But in general, he's a decent figure. So this has been Nerd Transformed. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.